In today's video, you will learn how to integrate Constant Contact with WordPress, and we'll be using mail opt-in for this integration. So on the left, I'm going to hover over mail opt-in and I'm going to click on integrations. Now in the menu on the left, we're going to find and click on Constant Contact. Now we have instructions here to set up the API connections. So I'm going to click on the link in step number 1, and that's going to take us to the login page. So I'm just going to go ahead and log in. And right after, we should be taken to the applications page. Okay, now let's click on New Application in the top right-hand corner. And we'll call our application Mail Opt-in to keep it simple. Let's keep the default settings for everything else. And then we'll click on Create. Alright, so once this process is complete, we'll see our application in the list. In this case, it's the first one. So I'm going to click on the Edit button. And next, we'll need to copy the API key, which is our client ID. We'll go back to Mail Opt-in and paste it. Okay, now we'll also need the API secret, and we'll actually need to generate this one. So we'll click on Generate Client Secret twice. Then we're going to copy the secret. Then we'll go back to Mail Opt-in and paste it. Next, we'll need to copy this URL. We'll just highlight it and copy it. Now in the applications page, we'll need to find Redirect API. And here we'll need to click on the edit icon and paste it in the field provided. We'll click on Confirm. And finally, in the top right-hand corner, we're going to click on Save. And we'll click on Save Changes in Mail Opt-in as well. After saving our changes, we'll need to click on Authorize Your Account. In a few seconds, we'll see a pop-up requesting access. We're going to click on Allow Access. And at this point, the integration should be good to go. Alright, so your integration could be used for a number of different campaigns. For example, you can set up an opt-in campaign. And I'm going to briefly demonstrate how to set this up right now. So on the left, I'm going to click on Opt-in Campaigns. Click on Add New. Let's name it, and let's choose the first template. Okay, so this is the opt-in builder, and here we have a preview of the opt-in on the right-hand side. And on the left, we have our settings. So for example, in the design tab, we have options that let us customize the overall look of the opt-in. There is also an option to customize the headline. For example, we can hide it by toggling this switch. We can also make changes to the text. Now, if you click on an element on the opt-in, you'll be taken to its corresponding settings. So for our fields, we can choose to use custom HTML. Just add the code right below. And if you want to, you can display only a call to action button. Here's the button in the preview, and we'll find its customization options right here. Now, if you choose to use the standard fields, you can click on each field to expand its options. So for example, you can toggle this switch to hide the name field. You can change the title, customize the colors, and also make changes to the font. You can also choose to make it required or not. Now for the email field, the options are basically the same except it's required by default. You can also add a custom field if you need to. Just provide a title, select a type, and customize the remaining options. So that was fields. Now we can move on to configuration, and here we can see options to hide the close button. We can also close the overlay on click. We can add a sound effect, and here we have our cookie duration options. Now moving on to the integrations tab, the first option here lets us keep our leads inside of Mail Opt-in, but in our case, we're going to add a new integration, and from this menu, we're going to select Constant Contact. And the next step is to select the email list. I'm going to choose Mail Opt-in, and your situation may be different. And I think that is all. Now, if you want to, you can add subscriber tags, but we won't need to. We'll go back to the main menu and we'll go to after conversion. And this basically determines what happens after a lead signs up. We'll keep the default settings, then we'll move on to display rules. And here I'm going to have the pop-up show up after a specific time period. And that could be 5 seconds just to keep it simple. We'll also activate the rule, then save our changes. We can turn on the opt-in, and then I'm going to click on the X to go back. Here, I'm going to open this website in a new incognito window. Now we just need to wait 5 seconds after it loads, and then we should see our pop-up. Here it is. So your visitors would complete this form and subscribe, and that information will be passed on to Constant Contact. You can also use this integration for email campaigns. For example, here in emails, we can click on Add New. We'll click on Email Automation. Next, you'll need to name it. Then select the type of automation using this menu. There's New Post Notification, which basically sends an email to your subscribers whenever a new post is published. And then there's Post Email Digest, which is basically a roundup of your latest posts. I'll choose New Post Notification for this example, and I'll use this template. That will take you to the email builder, which is similar to the opt-in builder. So you can go ahead and use the settings on the left-hand side to customize your email. We have links to a full tutorial on this feature in the description down below. So thank you for watching and see you in the next video.